nearlydanish.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, this is frequently asked questions, part 1. All right, so if you're here for the first time, all of the sessions are recorded and uploaded to the YouTube channel. The channel is called Nearly Danish TV. So if you ever miss a session, you can always catch up on the channel. Also, as if you're not here for the first time, you've heard me talk about this. I think I have only 20 people left. So there's like 143 individuals in the book, and I've made shorts for each and every single one of them. So go and have a look. Watch those videos. They will help. They are in English at the moment. I'm also going to work on some Danish ones as well. All right. We're going to start now. Okay. So today's session is the frequently asked questions. So these are the questions that have the highest probability of showing up on the next test. So each and every single one of these questions has shown up in more than 2 tests. This particular question we're looking at has shown up in 12 tests. Okay, so the probability of this showing up on the next test is quite high. Also, for these frequently asked questions, you must know the answer to every single one of them. There's about 200 of them. You have to basically memorize these questions. It's not difficult. If you do the quizzes over and over again, they're going to be stuck in your head. So don't worry about that. For the 18 people that got this wrong, please get it right. This is the most frequently asked question and the most important question. So
now you know what you don't know.
Plug your knowledge gap. It will show on your profile. Next one. All right. So this is the second most frequently asked question: when Denmark joined the United Nations. So that was at the end of the Second World War, 1945. 17 people got that wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
So far, so good. Most of you are getting them right. Next one. Okay, so we can see that this is a weak spot. As you've heard me say before, and you will hear me say again, by the way, I have to give you a heads up. I will be sounding like a broken record, so I'll repeat things over and over again. I know that's a bit annoying, but actually that's how the brain learns, by repetition. So you're going to hear me say things over and over and over again. The point of these Kahoots is for you to figure out what you don't know. So as we can see here, about 49 people, actually exactly 49 people, did not know the answer to this question. So
now you know what you don't know.
When you see this next time, make sure you get it right. All right, next one. We've already seen this before. So we've seen this before in an actual test. I think it was November 2024. All right. So round of applause to the people who got this right. So a minister in the government does not have to be a member of parliament. This is a frequently asked question. So 32 of you that got this wrong, please get it right next time. At the moment, we have Mamaru, Mandar, Fateh, Marin, DK, and 2025 in the top 5. Soph is the highest climber, up 20 places.
Excellent.
All right, next one. All right, well done. So if you get arrested in Denmark, within 24 hours, you would be put in front of a judge. That's what this question is about. 5 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Well done to the rest of you.
Excellent.
Next one. All right, the top 5 is moving a lot. 3 players have reached an answer streak of 3. Next one. All right, 1807. Denmark was bombarded by England, and the Danish naval fleet was captured. And this was during the Napoleon Wars. I think this was the second time that England attacked. So they attacked first time in 1801 and then the second time in 1807. All right. 30 people got this wrong. Get it right. Baladai is now in the top 5. This guy has been putting in mad work. He's now number 1 in the charts. Keep up the good work. Round of applause to you, man. Oh, it's a girl? Oh, sorry. I didn't know. Sorry about that. All right. I think we've seen this as well in one of the previous tests. Okay, so 1973, Denmark joined the European community. So European fellowship after the referendum that happened in 1972. 15 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
The Kahoot code is at the bottom of the screen. Next one. All right. Niels Bohr won a Nobel Prize in 1922 for the model of the atom. FAQ, this is a question that you have to know the answer to. 28 people got this wrong. Get it right next time. You probably will see it again. Actually, I like that the top 5 is moving a lot, so no one is dominating. Okay. That means that it's a challenge for most of you. Already Dane is making a comeback with 3 in a row,
Great job.
and he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. Everyone should know this. You've lived in this country for long enough. All right, round of applause. So Grundlov's Day is the 5th of June. Get it right next time. The 5 people that got this wrong. All right. All right, this is a tough one for you guys. So remember that list I asked you to make. Make the list of all the political parties in parliament right now, the year that they were created, the leader, and the year that they were voted into parliament. That list is very important because it could show up anywhere, either in current affairs or the history part. And it could be about any party. All right, so this was a weak spot for 58 people.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. All right, we have 2025 at the top. Mamaru, Bell 29, Katia, and Fateh. Cree is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. All right, I thought 6 people got this wrong. So this is about so there was a war between Denmark and Germany, well, and Prussia, which was the Austro-Hungarian Empire. 1864, the Second Schleswig War. I hope I'm not making a mistake. So it's I have 2 dates in my head, 1864, 1867. I think it's 1864. Denmark lost that war and they lost Sønderjylland with it. And then the First World War happened. Prussia was defeated, and there was an opportunity for Denmark to reunite with Sønderjylland. That happened in 1920. King Christian the 10th was the king at the time, and he famously rode on horseback into Sønderjylland, and there's a picture of that in the book, actually. All right, next one. All right, finally, we have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one, 30 players have reached an answer streak of 11.
Excellent.
You know the answer to this. We've seen this before. Remember the formula. All right. So the formula is 4-4-5. So Folketing elections every 4 years, commune and regional elections every 4 years, and European Parliament elections every 5 years. So 4-4-5. 9 people got that wrong. Plug that knowledge gap. 2025 got that wrong and has dropped right out of the top 5. Mamaru is back at number 1. PSRI is the highest climber, up 5 places. Next one. All right. So only members of the church pay the church tax. 21 people got that wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. If you're not doing well today, don't feel bad about it. You're just figuring out what you don't know. All your mistakes will be uploaded to your profile and you can fix them. All right, next one. All right, it's called the Kalmar Union. It was created by Margaret the First in 1397, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the exact date. And it was the union between Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Norway left in 1523, I think. And eventually, Denmark had to give up Sweden left in 1523, not Norway. And eventually, Denmark had to give up Norway in 1814, and that's when the union was over officially. All right, what's going on here? 23 people got this wrong. Get it right next time. Marian, well done. And that's the whole point. You come here, figure out what you don't know, go back, study, come back, try it again. Before you know it, all the information in the book is in your head. All right. So 1973 was a very busy year for Denmark in terms of major events. One of the major events was the landslide elections, where a lot of Danish people changed the way they would traditionally vote and voted for a lot of new parties. So a lot of new parties got into parliament. I think this was the year that Fremskridtspartiet got into the parliament, and Fremskridtspartiet is the party that, what's her name? Not Inger Støjberg. What's Pia Kjærsgaard, the lady who eventually created Dansk Folkeparti. Anyways, how many people got this wrong? 24. Next one. Fateh is now number one. Mamaru dropped. 28 players have reached an answer streak of 15. That's perfect score.
Perfect score.
Wow.
Wow!
Next one. Okay. So the Red Stocking movement was a global movement for ligestilling. That's gender equality between men and women. All right, next one. Mamaru back at the top. 5 players hits an answer streak of 8. All right. Like I said, 1973 was a very busy year in terms of major events in Denmark. And 1973 was also the year that abortion was legalized in Denmark. Camilla is back in the game with 3 in a row.
She's on fire!
Next one. You've seen this before. This particular question was actually in one of the previous Kahoots we did before, but it was asked in a different way. So, the Constitution divides power into three between the government, Folketing, and the courts. And you have lovgivning. So that's what's that thing called? Legislative power, executive power, and the judiciary. And that's what this question is about. So keep in mind that the same question can be asked in many different ways. 48 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. Hari Haran is back in the game.
Oh my! He's on fire!
All right, there's 179 members of parliament. 24 people got that wrong. Fix it. Someone fell out of the top 5, can't remember who. Katia is now in. 3 players reached an answer streak of 5. All right, so in Denmark, you've got Byret, Landsret, and Højesteret. So Højesteret is the Supreme Court. Byret is the District Court. So that's the court that's responsible for gathering evidence and going through an actual trial, and then deciding if the person that's on trial is either innocent or guilty. Landsret is the Court of Appeal. So you can appeal a decision that was made in the Byret to the Landsret. And if you're not satisfied with whatever decision was made in the Landsret, you can appeal to the Højesteret. And Højesteret's decision is final. So there is no appeal from Højesteret. I hope that made sense. Anyways, how many people got this wrong? 39.
Now you know what you don't know.
FAQ, you must know the answers to every single one of these questions. All right, so Baladai is now at number 1. I'm not surprised. This guy has been working really hard. Let's have a look. So, oh, he got overthrown, man, by Aki. So Aki is now number 1. Let's have a look at that news feed. Let's see. A lot of people have been there. So, Helpful Rhino 60 has completed 108 quizzes today. I think Aki did 100 and something. But anyways, as you guys can see, people are practicing. So I want to see your names in this news feed. So Janet 12, less than a minute ago. So she's on there right now practicing. All right. So for the people that are just here for the first time, if you don't know what that is, that's the website where you're going to get a profile. And then when you practice, all your activity shows up in the news feed. All right, moving on. May S is back with an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
Next one. No, it counts as a finished quiz when you've answered all the questions correctly. So that means when you have corrected your mistakes as well. Okay, so you take a quiz the first time, you make some mistakes, you correct those mistakes, and it counts as complete. All right, what's going on here? Among percent system. Oh, yeah, so this is we've seen this before in one of the actual tests, and for a party to be eligible to get a seat in parliament, you have to have at least 2% of the vote. 29 people got that wrong. Now you know what you don't know. We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one. You've seen this before as well. Okay, 25 people got this wrong. There's 98 communes in Denmark. Katia moving up the ranks now at number 4. Melton is back with an answer streak of 3. We're almost halfway through. All right. 27 people got this wrong. There are 5 regions in Denmark. Sometimes they ask about the names of the regions, and sometimes they ask about the number of the regions. All right, on to the next one. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one. We're halfway through now. You've seen this before. Round of applause. So the answer of this is 15. Only 11 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Fix that. Static top 5 again.
Static top 5.
Next one. All right. 13 people got this wrong. Rigsfællesskab is made up of Denmark, the Faroe Islands, and Greenland. Okay, static top 5 yet again.
Static top 5.
3 players just hit an answer streak of 21. Wow.
Excellent.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
All right, Grundtvig. 19 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Wow, another static top 5. Next one. You know the answer to this. Oh, wow. So we almost everyone got this right. Round of applause.
Wow!
If everyone got it right, we would have gotten an explosion. So let's see if that can happen tonight. Next one. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
All right, so the Constitution was last changed in 1953. and that was to allow women to inherit the throne. And that was because the king only had daughters. So the king at the time was Queen Margaret II's dad. I've forgotten which. I think he was he Frederick? Oh, I can't remember. Frederick Ninth? I think so. Anyways, yeah, don't quote me on that. Check it out though. Let me see. How many? 31 people got this wrong. Static top 5 yet again. Ben is the highest climber, up 6 places.
Great job.
Margaret the second, not Margaret the first. Okay, well done. 18 people got that wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Only members of parliament can be a part of, wait, 1 second. Only members of parliament can be a part of a Folketing committee. Okay, moving on, next one. Bell 29 moving up the ranks, just overtook Katia. Good to Go is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Excellent.
Next one.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I think you guys should know this because we talked about this like twice, I think, already. All right, so most governments in Denmark since World War II have been minority governments. And Denmark is unique when it comes to politics because in Denmark you have many different political parties that are represented in parliament. And this happened, actually, that major change happened in 1973. And I think we already saw that tonight. Okay, you're definitely going to see this question again in another one of the Kahoots or quizzes. So just remember, for the 36 people that got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. Static top 5. Eighteen people got this wrong, and the correct answer was 18 years old. Coincidence. All right, 32 people, 132 people got that right. Round of applause. I already told you guys the answer to this. So I hope everyone gets this right, so we can have an explosion. Let's see. Okay, 3 people got it wrong. The formula is 4-4-5. Every 4 years for Folketing elections, every 4 years for communal and regional elections, and every 5 years for the European Parliament elections. Next one, static top 5.
Static top 5.
Very tight in the top 5. Everybody is above 30,000 points. Okay, so any little mistake is gonna knock you right out of that top 5, even knock you all the way down to number 10, I think. But anyway, let's see. Hilda is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
She's on fire!
Next one. All right. So in Denmark, the Folketing elections have the highest voter turnout. The second highest voter turnout is the communal and regional elections, and the lowest turnout is the European Parliament elections. There are usually questions about that. And Jensemann made a mistake, and as I predicted, he got knocked right out of the top 5. Mamoru took his spot. Katia is now on the podium at number 3, Bell 29, holding the number 4 spot, and Shine is now in at number 5. 14 players just hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Moving on to the next one. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
So more than half of you got this wrong. I'm not surprised. A lot of people actually mess up on this. So the ombudsman is sort of like a watchdog that watches over the public authorities to make sure that there is no negligence and misconduct when handling cases concerning the public. And the Folketing's ombudsman is actually appointed by Folketing, and it's completely independent. So, for instance, if you've had any kind of interaction with a commune or something and you don't like how you were treated, you can report that to the ombudsman, and then they'll look at the case and decide what to do. I hope that made sense. This is a frequently asked question. Yeah, on to the next one. Done. Yes, it does count, but next time use exactly how. So your name should always be exactly the way it was the first time. Okay, very well done. Only 6 people got this wrong. Round of applause to 145 of you. Yes, so the responsibilities of the regions, the commune, and the state. So what I would recommend is you go to the book, go to the part of the book that talks about the responsibilities of those authorities and write down those responsibilities because they could ask about any one of them. You're going to see another one of these types of questions in this Kahoot. Let's see if it's the next one. Right, we have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
You know the answer to this. Let's get 100%, okay? Let's see if we could get 100%. I want to get an explosion tonight. Let's see. Come on, guys, you can do it. Oh, man. 3 people got this wrong. 445, okay? So all 3 of these questions have appeared in this Kahoot because these are very frequently asked questions. You must know the answers to these questions. So for the 3 people that got this wrong,
Now you know what you don't know.
remember the formula 445. All right, next. Static top 5 still. Anisha is back with an answer streak of 3.
Great job.
Okay. I guess they were trolling. All right. Yeah, der Undickland, written by Adam Oehlenschläger in 1819. All right. This is an FAQ. 32 of you got that wrong. Static top 5. That was a combo breaker. 3 players dropped their answer streak of 3. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Next one. All right, 27 people got this wrong. So there are 179 members of parliament in Folketing. 175 of them are from Denmark, 2 are from Greenland, and 2 are from the Faroe Islands. Sometimes this question could be asked as how many members of parliament are from Greenland, or how many members of parliament are from the Faroe Islands, or this specific one, how many members of parliament are from Greenland and the Faroe Islands. So keep that in mind. Read the question slowly to understand which one they're asking. Next one. Almost at the end now. All right, this is a weak spot. So 45 people got this wrong. Undervisningsplikt. So in Denmark, everyone is obligated to have at least 10 years of education. I can't remember when this was mandated, but it wasn't always like this. But there's 10 years. This is one of the obligations. There's several of them. Another one is what was that? The Værneplikt. So military service, and so on and so forth. We're going to run across that one as well as we go on. So for the 35 of you that got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Oh, sorry, 45 of you that got this wrong. Right, next one. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
13 players dropped their answer streak of 4. All right. Next one. INDFØDSRETSPRØVEN, 1840s, so mid 1800s. And this is when the farmers pooled their resources. So this is basically the co-op movement. And Arla is one of the oldest co-ops still in existence today. Okay, how many people got this wrong? Same, 45. Well,
now you know what you don't know.
Next one. Okay, 7 players lost the answer streak of 5. Sorry, guys. Next one. Okay, so the context of this, so 1933, what's his name? Thorvald Stauning was the prime minister at the time. That was his second term from 1929. And Thorvald Stauning is the first social democratic prime minister, or was the first social democratic prime minister. And during that time, the Great Depression happened. So Great Depression was the market crash that happened in America, and that affected the rest of the world. And during this period, a lot of changes were made. A lot of policy changes were made. And the settlement, which is called the Kanzlergeld settlement, so Kanzlergeld for Lille, was made, and it's called Kanzlergeld for Lille because it was actually made in his office on Kanzlergeld in Copenhagen. Hope that made sense. 54 people got this wrong. Round of applause to the 97 people that got it right. First Prime Minister of Denmark. Can't remember, but it's on a website somewhere, but it's not in the book. Yes, so Parliament is in Christiansborg. 35 people got this wrong. So let me see. I think you can st.dk. Let me see if this. You can actually see all the what? Statsminister stm.dk. Not sure. Let me see. Ah, shucks. What the hell am I doing? stm.dk. All right. So we can see the history of Statsminister. Can you see? Okay, here we go. So you go here, you can actually see all the prime ministers since Grundloven. So to answer your question, the first prime minister was Adam Wilhelm Moltke. All right, let's get back to the game. Next one. Mamoru overtook Baladi for that number 1 spot. Bell 29 holding number 3. Shine 4 and Katia at 5. CEO is making a comeback with 3 in a row, and she's on fire.
She's on fire.
On to the next one. All right, so remember, power is split 3 ways and split between the parliament, the government, and the courts, and they are all completely independent of each other. Okay, so next one. Static top 5. We've got 7 more questions to go. We've got Mamoru, Baladi, Bell 29, Shine, and Katia. Dansk Pro is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Great job.
He's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Talked about this already. Let's see how you guys do. I'm not gonna get too excited, but let's see. And I think you've seen this in one of the previous Kahoots. For the people that were at the previous Kahoots. I was expecting more people to get this right. Anyways, 122 people got it right. Okay, so the state is responsible for the police, also responsible for universities, and I can't remember what else. Anyways, let me not spoil it. There might be another question about responsibilities. Let's see. We're almost at the end of this. 5 questions to go. Okay. 47 people got this wrong. I'll explain the context. So in Denmark, there is no minimum wage. For instance, there's a minimum wage in the United Kingdom, and I think I can't remember how much it is, but in Denmark, there isn't that. The way wages are decided here is through something called collective bargaining. And collective bargaining, there's two sides, right? So there's a side for the employers and there's a side for the employees. And the organization that represents the employees is Dansk Arbejdsgiverforening, so DA. And the organization that represents the employers is FH. So it's called Fagbevægelsens whole organization. You're going to see that at some point because that question pops up again. But just remember that the context of this is collective bargaining. So overenskomster. All right. Next one. Okay. I just gave you the answer to this. I literally gave you the answer to this. So if anybody was listening, you know the answer, right? I guess 12 people weren't listening. I just explained this, so I'm not going to explain it again. For the 12 people that got this wrong,
Now you know what you don't know.
on to the next one. Okay. All right. So being a member of a fagforening is not an obligation. So you can choose to be a member of a fagforening or not. Okay. Let's see. 43 people got that wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Next one. This was a combo breaker. 6 players dropped their answer streak of 5. Everyone in the top 5 has over 44,000 points. Well done. I just explained this as well. Hopefully you get this right. Let's see if anyone is going to troll me. All right, 14 people got this wrong. I just explained this. So the last 3 questions have been about this. Okay, next one. Static top 5. The sale has the highest answer streak of 48. Wow. That's a perfect score.
Perfect score.
All right, well done. Next one, we've got 2 more questions and we're done for tonight. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, it's Ludwig Holbeer. This is from chapter 5 under literature. All right, last question. Katya fell out of the top 5 at the last minute. Oh, man. Okay, so 2025 came back. Ivana is back in the game with 3 in a row.
She's on fire.
On to the next one. Last question. All right, Carl Nielsen, Denmark's most famous composer. By the way, these are individuals, okay? And you can find shorts about them here. So every single one of those people is talked about in these shorts. Let me see if I can find Ludwig Holbeer. Give me 1 second. I know what he looks like. There he is.
Meet Ludwig Johannes Wilhelm Tove. Emma Gadd was a Danish.
Well, you get the point, right? So there's a whole bunch of these shorts. Watch them. It's very important. It will help you. And as you can see, I've gone all the way from year 700, gone the old Angantoa Bluetooth, la-di-da, all the way to chapter 5. I'm in chapter 5 now. So have a look at those videos. It will help. All right. That was the last question. Let's have a look at the podium. Bell 29. Baladai at number 2. And is it Mamaru at number 1? Yeah. All right. Shine number 4 and 2025 at number 5.
NearlyDanish.com.